everybody. Welcome back to Making Decisions. Making Decisions is the design show on Adobe Live where decisions need to be made. And I'm going to do my best not to make any of them. And I'm going to let you guys do all the decision making and the talking. As always, actually, two things. One, where are you tuning in from? I see that there's somebody, Cole House is here from Medina, Ohio, and it's freezing. And they say, that's no bull, Taurus. Love that, which brings me to my next point. What is your sign? I'm a Scorpio, and I have been told that I need to apologize for that. I don't really know why, because I think I'm great. But alas, here we are. Anyway, on today's episode, we are going to be in Adobe Illustrator, and I'm going to be illustrating zodiac signs that are clown themed. I have up here, whoops, let me zoom it out before I give you guys a look. I have up here 3 zodiac signs to choose from. And I'm going to wait until some more people get into the chat. Oh, actually, we have 19 people watching. So if we can have people, drop your zodiac sign in the chat, but then I would love to get a poll going. Also, hi, Dara. Love to see you. Love to have you as my mod, as always. What do you guys want to see get illustrated today? We have Capricorn, Cancer, and Aries. These two fall into the sheep category. And I do want to show you guys what last week's ended up looking like. I should have grabbed that before we started, but alas, I didn't. But I'm going to wait for you guys to answer, and while you're getting all that together, I will show you what we have from last week that I actually finished playing around with and added some textures and things like that. I'll find it at some point. Or you know what? Actually, it's in my Instagram stories at Women of Type. You guys can check it out there. I realized last week that we spent a little bit too much time working on the outline of the sketch and not enough time actually designing and having like actual fun with it. So I want to open. I want to where is it? Oh, here we go. Yep. This open, that open. I want to spend time actually getting into some texture, the color, making it more design centric than just creating the outline. Because I feel like you guys are probably far beyond that. If we can get a poll up, and let me write these down. We'll do Capricorn. Oops. Capricorn, Cancer, and you know what? I love a stretch text, so I'm not going to change that. Aries. Great. Awesome. The way that I did this is like I had my really messy sketch, and then I put the messy sketch into into Fresco, which is not an app that I usually use, so there was a little bit of a learning curve. But the great thing about Fresco is that you can draw vectorized. So I didn't have to do any of this. I just kind of like drew it in the app and then sent it to Illustrator, and it was there. So that was really fun and interesting for me. Okay. Well, until people start answering, I am going to start working on Cancer because in my poll, that is what the people wanted. We're going to start working on that. And great, we got this vector layer. I'm going to shut off these for right now. Oh, actually, let's leave this open and zoom in. So I think for the actual crab itself, I don't want to go immediately red because the nose is going to be red, or maybe the mouth could be white, but the nose will probably be red unless we make it blue. I don't know. We chose a color palette last time. I don't even know if I have it up here. Yeah, we do. We have it up here. Let me grab that. Whoa. Okay, this is a much bigger artboard, which I like. I prefer that. And I think you guys chose color palette B, But because of the nature of the color of the crab, we'll do a little bit of A, you know? Okay, for this, and I actually don't have a lot of experience using the paint bucket tool, so I don't even think it's in my panel. Let's see if I can find it in here. Paint bucket, symbol stainer. You know, there are so many um, tools in Illustrator that I have not used. Let's see, paint. Can't find it. Okay, well, either way, I think what I'm gonna do is select everything and then use the shape builder tool to build the shapes that we need. So it's turning everything black right now, and it actually seems to be having a ton of points. So now that it turned it a color, I can fill it in. Before it was kind of just not existing that way. It was existing as just lines. Like this is not a stroke, these are just lines. All the 3 dots at the bottom. Yes, all the hidden tools will pop up, but I don't even know how to find it. There's so many. Let me try to find it again. It's in alphabetical order, no? I thought it was. That's okay. We'll figure it out as we go along. Paint bucket will be there. Hit the color wheel at the top nav menu. See, this is why I have you guys. But I do want to zoom in again on here. Like these are way too many points. So I'm going to hit control and click, and I'm just going to go simplify. And now it's 3 points. Great. Which still feels, well, no, that's a nice amount of points. So let's get these, control. We're just going to simplify the whole thing. Oh, no, not like that. Direct selection, simplify. Great. Oops. And we're not going to spend the entire time simplifying because, you know, who has time for that? Great. I'm going to grab the shape builder again. And I'm just going to build everything out as blue and then change the color. This probably is not the ideal way to do it. I will be honest with you. And my favorite way to do it would be that all of these individual pieces are strokes. But that simply is not with what we are working with here. And I feel like this show and being a designer in general is all about working with what you have at the time. Would edit similar shapes, work on those. See, that's another feature that I have really never heard of. I'm gonna search for that in the, oops, in the help bar. That's kind of what I do a lot. Like I would look for, oh, live paint. That's what it would be called, not paint bucket. See? And then let's do edit similar. Can't find it. Maybe it would be an edit. I don't know. But you know what? I'm interested in working on it this way and seeing how that all goes. It seems like some of the shapes aren't connected and aren't filling out with paint, so we will fix those after. But we do have these, like everything that is the color blue now is an individual shape. And I'll show you what that means practically once I fix, oops, once I close off this path here. So the reason that this isn't working is because it's not a closed off path. So I'm going to select this whole thing and we're going to go to Pathfinder. Oops. Nope. There we go. And now that it is a shape, we can, and it's turning black, back to black. Back to Black. Amy Winehouse, great album. Okay. Use blow brush tool to connect this line that aren't connected. Oh, that just disappeared for some reason. But I do love that you guys are giving me tips. And I've said this a million times in my streams. One of my favorite things about Illustrator and like kind of all Adobe products, but Illustrator is the main one that I use, is that there are a million ways to do the same thing, and it really depends on what works best for your workflow. And sometimes different projects require different workflows, which is fun and interesting. And you know what? A beautiful metaphor for life as well, if I do say. Okay. Cole, at the top toolbar, two symbols to the left of the align tool is a wheel looking thing. Click your artboard with objects and click that wheel. Oh, blob brush tool. I do like the blob brush. I am currently, you guys have heard me say a million times that I'm like a trackpad queen. Never using a mouse, but something new happened to me, and it's that I got a desktop computer for the first time ever. Now I'm using a mouse, and everything is different and a little bit weird, but you know, it's fine. Okay, let's see. This. Okay, well, this would be for color, which is kind of cool. I love the color tool. I love generative recolor. I'm definitely going to be using some of that throughout, probably towards the end of the stream. But now that I have everything in shapes and in color, actually, let me show you what I meant by everything is its own individual shape. Oops. So, nope. I want to grab the outline. Hold on. This is going to be hard to grab. Okay. Well, you could see they're individual shapes. And if I selected here, select, same, fill color, zoom out. That actually looks kind of cool. And I wonder what it would look like if I added a stroke around it. It would still kind of be a double stroke. Yeah, it doesn't work so much for me. It's cool though, but again, not really what we're going for. Okay. Hello, Darina. Nice to see you here. If you would like to drop in the chat where you're from and what your zodiac sign is. We're gonna make the crab. Actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna ask you guys what color the crab should be. Red, pink, or orange. If it's gonna be orange, then it'll be a different type of orange, like more of a reddish one. Like that. Red, pink, or orange for the crab. Drop it in the chat. For now, I'll work on other pieces of it. So like the eyes are gonna be white. And I don't really love to use a stark white in my work. So I have like this beige-ish color. Let me turn the stroke off that. Whoops. And same for like the little highlights in the eyes. The nose I'm going to make red for now. Professor Cannon says pink. You're a Libra from Bulgaria. That's really cool. Well, welcome and thank you for watching. Thanks for making decisions with me. And the little makeup will be like light blue. I'm going to try to use as much from the second color palette as possible, but like we'll see what I could do. We're going to make, oh, let's bring this in here. Whoops. Let's get rid of a couple of these points. Oh, you know what? I see what's happening. We got to bring this to the front. So arrange, bring to front. Perfect. Now I can redo this outline that we have. Okay. Let's bring this here and here. And I can already see that there's still like way too many points. But I am going to fix that. Okay. Shape builder. Whoops. Uh-oh. What's going on? Maybe something between red and orange, like the tiles of a rooftop would be nice. Yeah. Hello, Clever Devil. Yes, we are doing, oh, I like the blue crab. We are making clown themed zodiac signs, which I never thought I'd say because, to be honest, I'm not much of a zodiac girly. And I am one of those people that is afraid of clowns. I really am. And I can tell you why. It's because when I was a child, this is not working out the way that I wanted to. My uncle would scare me with clowns. And I watched the movie It when I was way too young. I don't know. I'm having a lot of issues with this right now. It's not going nearly as smooth as I wanted it to, but whatever. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll just make it work. Okay. And let's get rid. Whoa. Let's zoom in over there. Oh, we keep doing a bunch of stuff. So much work with vectors, yes. Um, it is a lot of work with vectors. It really is. I'm just gonna leave this as is right now because I don't want to waste time. Okay. Oops, actually. See, this is okay. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit messy in here. I know, but we can fix things after. All right. So, let's see. We have I think I'd like to go with this orangey red. It's a little bit more towards orange, but I think it'll work. I do like the idea of a blue crab, but I want it to read as a crab at first glance, and I am concerned that that might not happen if we don't use like a traditional crab color. I guess actually crabs are more orange than not. Can somebody Google some crab facts, if possible? I'm not trying to give you guys extra work. I'm just really interested. I'm interested to know if crabs are social animals. They're social creatures. Okay. So we've got all that. And I think the red contrasts pretty well. And I want to do the mouth. I think the same white. I think that can work. We'll just keep going. The pom-poms. Originally, I was like, oh, that could be good as red, but I don't think that's good. Oh, actually, can somebody look up? Let me Google it. What type of sign? What element sign? What element sign is Cancer? They travel in pods. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so it's a water element sign. Colors associated with Cancer zodiac sign. White, soft blues, and greens. You know, that's annoying to me because just because it's a water sign, I don't know. Disagree, but that's fine. We will use some blues and greens in here. I love whatever this little clown collar thing is called. I think I'm just gonna assume it's called a clown collar. I think it's such a cute accessory. Not I personally I would not wear it, but I think it's cute. Crabs are deep orange, brown, and reddish. They have blue blood. That's cool. Okay, so the outfit kind of works unless let's just pretend that the outfit is not covered in blood. It's his own blood. This this stream has become something a little monstrous, perhaps. Okay. Let's change this to blue. Dorina says, maybe some of them, but the ones I've came across when going to the beach are afraid of people and actually run in the opposite direction when people are close to them in the water. Interesting. Sorry, I should have been more specific. When I said social, I meant social with each other, not with us. But that is good to know. That is good to know. I think it would be cute if we added some purple in here. Maybe, actually, I don't know if that's cute. Maybe okay. Maybe the sleeves are purple and the pants and the top stay yellow. No, this is like too many colors now, right? And then these little sleeves are green. Chat, do we like this outfit? I don't know if we do. I actually don't know if we like this outfit. Or should this just be all blue? Actually, that could work. That might work. And maybe the sleeves turn green. And then we get to play with that green color. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. That's a great reference if you guys have ever watched Zoolander. If you haven't, you really should. Great, great film. Okay, and then you know what? Let's leave the bottom of the shoes yellow. Let's an ode to the original yellow that we had. This is looking so cute. You like the all blue? Yeah, I think it's cute. Wow, adorable. I think I would like to leave the balls that he's carrying yellow, which I think was that wasn't even in the original color palette. And then I'm thinking we should put a shape on the ball, right? My initial thought was to put a star on all of them, right? But now I'm like, I don't know, what other shapes can we put? Maybe just like the shape of a cancer crab. Okay. Please drop in the chat if we should do a star. You know I love the star tool. I'm a freak for the star tool. There's not much else to say about it. Okay. A star, a little crab symbol. I don't know, or something else. Vilvillis said, what if you add spherical gradients on the body? Baby girl or boy or just baby, I am going to be adding gradients and texture. Don't you worry. You do not worry. But okay, you know what? Actually, let's get started with that before we figure out what shape is going to go on the ball. How about that? I think that's... Dorina said I'd go with the star. Also, okay, whoa, sorry. I just blacked out for a second. If any of you guys watched like season 1 and 2 of Making Decisions, this is water with electrolytes in it, by the way. I used to do backflips when I got enough engagement. Like I would fully do an Olympic backflip on camera for you guys. And the way that we did that was through, like I said, engagement, but specifically with polls. So I would love to get a poll up. And can I do the poll? I don't know if I can do it. If we can get a poll up. And how many people are watching? We have 23 people watching. So if we can get, oh my God, we have 25 people watching. If we can get 12 votes, oh, Benson Boone, you are so back. If we can get 12 votes, then I will do a backflip. And so now I have to come up with a poll. While I'm thinking about what the poll should be, let's get into some gradients. So we'll start here, and let me just get my actual colors back. Oh, this is new. Wait. I think this is new, this little circle thing. Cool. And sometimes with the gradients, I like to use the actual color that I have and then duplicate that and then go a little darker. Just a little darker. Actually, no, I take it back. We're gonna keep it like this. And then I want to do drawing modes, draw inside. So now when I hit draw inside, I'm basically, I am drawing inside of the thing. I'm going to do a square and it looks like, oh, Jess, you didn't do anything. Don't worry about it. Now I'm going to hit gradient. I'm going to go back to the original, I'm going to go back to the original black and white gradient. And we're going to do effect, pixelate, and I do color halftone, but I'd love to see what pointillized looks like. Because I think that's interesting. We have pointillized and then go to opacity. Guys, I think I've been saying it wrong the whole time, and I don't know if it's opacity or opacity, but either way, look at that. That's nice. That is nice. Let's just get one poll up there. Let's just do, I love doing nonsense polls. Let's say yes or no. 2-0, by the way. but I'd love to get a poll up. Yes or no? Yes or no? And if we get a certain amount, then I'll do a backflip. Okay. And we're just gonna go draw inside again. And I copied that gradient square and I think that's really nice. I really, really like how this is looking. Gorgeous. So I'm gonna essentially do the same thing for all of them. So grabbing this, we're gonna do draw inside and paste. And because it's black and white, I don't have to worry about it messing up the colors. It's gonna stay, like obviously the colors will change, but it's gonna stay with what I want it to be. And it's inside, it's a clipping mask. Isn't that wonderful? All right, so now I'm using a circle gradient, spherical gradient, whatever, edit gradient. And I don't need it to be this bright. So I'm gonna add this and then get rid of the white and bring it down. So now it's just kind of subtle. It's kind of subtle. Let's play around with it more. Oh, it's looking great. I think it's looking so good. Wait, let's see. We said, oh, okay. So we had basically people wanted stars on the ball. So let's do that too. Let's add, okay. You know I love the star tool. It's just a beautiful tool. The star tool is a live shape, which means you can kind of change it. Oh, let's get a color first. Maybe we'll do multiple colors. I'm adding a stroke to it. Okay, so back to what I said. It's a live tool. It's a live shape. So that means I can add all of these points and I can go in and out with this and I can make the corners rounded and it's just a lot of fun. I'm going to go back to a classic star and I'm going to round the corners a little bit. Beautiful. Now I'm going to cut it and I'm going to click onto the ball and I'm going to hit draw inside and I'm going to paste. The reason that I'm doing that is because I am going to put that gradient over it again, similar to this, and I want the gradient to also go over the star as if the ball is all one thing. Another thing that I want to add, I want the ball to look like it's obviously 3 and Crab is juggling it. I think she's juggling it. And I want it to look like it's turning. Now, in Illustrator Beta, I would have the option to use Project Turntable and spin the entire thing around. Again, this is a new computer, so I don't have Beta on here right now, and I should get it for next episode. But I want this to have an effect. How do I even explain this? I want it to look like it is on the ball. So we're going to go to warp and we're going to go to bulge and see how I can make this work. I don't know if I'm going to be able to because this is actually, is it working? I don't know if that's working. Kind of working. Kind of working. What if we did inflate? A little bit, kind of working. Or okay, maybe it's arc, but it's vertical. Yeah. Okay. I think that works, right? And then it just kind of looks like it's spinning a little. You know, I don't know if this was the right move. We're just going to go back to the regular star and we'll put it to the side here. I want to grab this again, that gradient, and we're going to click into this. There's going to be a million clicks to go because it is a clipping mask. And there we go. Oops. And I'm just going to make this smaller so it fits in the circle. And we're going to do circle and, oh, there we go. Gorgeous. And again, I don't want it to be too bright, so I'm going to get rid of that white and make it gray. But this way we still have like the color variation. Let's make that a little lighter. We have the color variation, but we aren't sacrificing the texture. How do I get that back? This is pink now. There we go. Gorge. And I think I want to, is this the whole thing? Okay. I'm going to copy the whole thing. And I'm going to replace this. So delete that, put this right here. And let me just send this behind for a second. Put this in the middle. And now that goes behind. So cute. Okay, great. This is looking good. That's kind of adorable. I wonder, I think maybe the gradient, not the gradient, the grain and texture on this can be a little bit less. So let's go to the pointillized cell size, make it smaller. It's so subtle, but I think it makes a difference. Like look at the cell size, which is like the grain size in this case, between here and here. It's pretty subtle, but I think it does make a big difference. I'll just make that 3. Great. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Get rid of that, paste, and control, transform, whoops, reflect, amazing, perfect. And pointillize, bring that all the way down to 3. This is looking good. Cool. We're gonna do the same. We're gonna do the same thing basically with everything here because I want everything to have that texture. Here's the problem if I don't, if I just use pointillize and don't use here. Like let me move. Oops. If I just use pointillize and I don't, use a clipping mask. We'll do effect, pixelate, pointillize. Great. So first of all, obviously, oh, you know what? Okay. So first of all, I don't have the gradient on it. And if you can see here, obviously this is under the black, so it's a little bit hidden, but the outline of it is so jagged, and I don't like that. That might be something that, you know, you guys are into, but I'm not. So arrange, send to back, great. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna turn off the pointillize, and I'm going to draw inside again. I'm gonna hit V. Whoops, oh my God. Oh, what is going on? Okay, nope, just kidding. I'm gonna have to redo this. We have this, we have this. Oh, there's a lot going on here right now. Okay, great. And I want to change this to 90 so that the shadow is coming from under here and it's lighter down here. But I think we can be okay with this being a little lighter, right? And we'll do effect, apply pointillize, and then we'll do opacity, whoops, opacity, overlay. Gorge. Okay, cool. We're gonna do the same, like I said, this is what whoa, sorry. We're gonna do the same thing for everything. And I know it's tedious, but honestly, that is a big part of professional design, tediousness, which, you know, take it or leave it, it just is part of it, right? We're gonna click into this, and I want to make this part of the pointillize. Whoops. Uh-oh, lost it. And how are we on time? Oh, we are coasting, baby. We are doing amazing, sweetie. trying to just grab that, bring that down to 3. Okay, great. Put this back to where it belongs. Oop. Cool. Let's do this. I wonder if I could do this as one. Okay, no, I could do draw behind or draw normal, but I can't do draw inside if there's 2 selected, which I feel like makes sense. Here we could do draw inside. Again? Get rid of this. X. Get rid of this. And we want to get rid of, oh man, there's a lot of clipping mask work in here. You know what? I think I'm just gonna have to create an item or an object that works individually for this. So we'll do opacity, overlay, effect, pointillize, bring that down to 3. Okay, it's at 3. Copy. Hit this. Draw inside. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got it. It took us some time, but we got there, folks. Make this smaller. And copy it. Draw inside. Paste it. Draw inside. Oh. Draw inside. Paste it. Great. Looking good. It's looking good. If you just popped in, I'm illustrating kind of a series of zodiac signs that are clown themed. And today we are doing the zodiac sign of Cancer. Draw inside. And I am using the, whoops. And I am using the draw inside clipping mask tool to create this gradient and texture on the illustration. Let's flip this. Wonderful. Actually, I think it should come from the top, the dark. Great. And I think that there are some parts here that don't need a gradient, and because I am able to avoid the jagged lines, because the black outline is a separate layer that's above the color, I am just going to, and let's see how it works. I'm just going to add the apply pointillize. Yeah, like I don't love it. It looks a little bit messier, but I think for the sake of time, we'll do it. Oops, effect, apply pointillize. And I think at a certain point, maybe in like a few minutes, we'll go into Express. And I want to add some animation because I did that with the little fishy last week, the Pisces, and it was so cute and so much fun. So we're going to do that. Draw inside. Oh. Cute. And notice I'm using the direct selection tool instead of the selection tool. Because if I use the selection tool, this whole thing is grouped. This is like one object. Well, it's not one object. It's multiple objects that are grouped together. And in order for me to get to this one, I have to keep clicking in. Well, this one was easy until I get to like the main group of it all. But if I use direct selection, I can just go straight in there and I don't have to do multiple clicks or anything like that. So easy peasy. Draw inside. And I'm just going to adjust this so that the colors do, the gradient does what I want. I think what makes sense for me to do next, let's see, is to grab these and hit, oh, see, oops. I want to just grab these groups, right? So 1, 2, 3. So copy, and I'm going to replace it with what's here. We'll do transform, reflect. Okay. And I'm just going to slap it in right there. Great. And then all I need to do is click in and get rid of this one. Because this is a symmetrical illustration, so it makes it that much easier and saves time. Idara says, I love the texture. Thank you, Idara. My animes 2026. I like all the arts. Me too. I also do. I'm not a musician at all, but I'm an appreciator of music. Transform, reflect. Okay. We're going to just throw it. Oops. Zoom in so we can get this alignment proper. In here. And, oh, you know what? We can fix this. Send that all the way to the back. And add some extra points. So last week somebody asked why I don't just use image trace in order to turn my sketches or like rough illustrations into vectors. And even though I used Fresco to create this vector outline to save time, I do feel like it still created so many unnecessary points, even though I use Simplify. And the lines are also a little bit messier than I would have liked because it's more of a hand-drawn feel, which is not necessarily bad. Like, I love a hand-drawn illustration. It just depends on like what you're going for, and that isn't particularly what I was going for, but you know what? I think it still looks great. I'm gonna add in effect, apply pointillize here. I'm going to do the same thing here. And if I feel like it's too light, I can always change the shade of the color. Apply pointillize. Like, that looks way too light for me. I'm going to make this a darker blue. And then let's go into pointillize and see what I can do about it. Not much. Great. But that's okay. I'm going to go back. And we will just do, let me grab this. We'll just draw inside and I'll hit paste. And now, whoops. Uh-oh. What happened there? And now I have more of a subtle texture. It's not as light and like blown out, which is really not what I was going for. Great. And I'm going to do the same thing on these. Oops, copy. Draw inside, paste. Oh, whoops. Draw inside, paste. And let's see if I can click in to copy these and then flip them for the other side. Darina said, so the texture is just a flat color with pointillized effect applied to it. So yes and no. Let me go into this quickly and I'll show you just on a square to make it like easier to understand. So let's make this a color. Let's make this blue and shut off the stroke. Okay, so I have this square, and if I just apply pointillize to it, then it does this, and that's great. It makes it grainy, whatever, cool. If you zoom in, maybe a square isn't the best example of this. Let's make it round. If you zoom in, you see that it has like this weird outline to it and it's not smooth. And again, if you're into that, that's great. But if not, whatever. So what I'm doing is creating a clipping mask. And a clipping mask basically takes a shape. So let's say this is a circle and you're like, oh, that doesn't look great. I want it to fit into the square. I'm taking the square that is above. I'm selecting them together and I'm hitting, whoops, make clipping mask. So now this circle is inside of this square. So whatever goes in or out of the square only shows within the top shape. What I'm doing is taking it a step further, and I have, you know what, I'll redo this. I'm taking it a step further. So I have this shape, and let's say I want to just put a line in there that is textured and maybe has like some shadow to it. So I'm going to add a gradient, and you can play around with the angle of it and the kind of shape of it and all that. And this is extra long. We have the gradient of it, and I'm going to hit apply pointillize. So now it has all this, and you're like, that doesn't look amazing. Go to opacity, and I'm working with overlay. So now I have the option here to play around with the shading. And now you're like, okay, but this is sticking out of here. So I'm going to copy this and move it to the side. I have the square. I'm going to go to draw inside. And now this has become a clipping mask, but it retains the original shape and color. Well, it'll always retain the shape, but it retains the color that was applied to it. I'm going to hit paste. Whoops. And now it's in there. So if I want the entire shape to have that shading or gradient, I could play around with the pointillize that is in there, which is, I think, fun. Okay. Did I finish all? Okay, I didn't finish all of the shading and whatever for this crab. So let's go quick and add that in here. Effect, apply pointillize, great. Whoops, that I didn't want it on the outline. We'll do the yellow, oh, it's hard to grab. And also, Dorina, I hope that was helpful. If that was a little bit confusing, feel free to DM me on Instagram, and I'll help walk you through it. There, you can ask other people that have like been watching the show for a while. I reply on Instagram, and I am happy to help. Draw inside, I'm gonna hit paste, and now we have this shape that holds the texture in it, which is cool. I'm gonna go copy, and we're gonna do the same thing on this foot. Draw inside the, okay, amazing. So now this is kind of doing what we wanted it to do, and I'm gonna copy this whole thing. We're gonna do copy. Great. Then I'm gonna go over to, let's get us over to Adobe Express. And we will end off on Express. And let's do new file and Instagram portrait post. Why not? I'm gonna paste it in here. Did I hit paste? Yep, I'm gonna paste it in here. Cute. And I love using the animation tools in Express. I think that they're a lot of fun. I want to just like make the balls moving around. So I'm gonna crop this and then use the erase tool. And I don't want to use quick selection because sometimes it quick selects things that I don't want. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, let's duplicate this. And then we'll do erase, and I'll just erase these balls. Great. So we have these, and then I want to do the opposite here and just erase the crab. Effects, oh, no, edit, erase. And like, I like using Express for animation. I use it a lot in in like social posts because I'm not an animator. And the truth is, I'm not particularly interested in becoming an animator either. Um, and I don't really have to worry about that anymore because I have these fun options on Express. So that's great news for me. What I'm doing here is separating each ball individually so I can make them move individually. And there is like a new, well, it's not super new, but new-ish timeline feature that allows things to move kind of like in a timeline. You can choose how and when it moves. Get this here. And I'm not going to do a background like I did last time. We spent a lot of time looking for something that didn't go anywhere. So we tried bounce. Like, look how cute that is. Oh my God. Okay, bounce, speed, little slower, maybe a little faster than that. Not a lot of distance, maybe. Oh my God. This is bringing me so much joy. Okay, what's the difference between up and down? I think I like the down one better. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna make this. Like, what's wobble? No, I don't want that. Wind, breeze. Let's see, speed, flexibility. This is funny. I don't think this one's gonna work though. Maybe bob. I like this. Bob, and this one will, no, I don't want that to spin. Wiggle. This is, I get it so excited every single time. It's so funny. Let's see how that looks so far. Oh my God, amazing. I want to bring up the intensity with this. Adorable. Oh my God, and I've never been perfect on time, and I am perfect. Actually, I didn't add any type in, which I would have liked to do. But I think in less than 5 minutes, I created this illustration, this animation, which is pretty crazy for somebody that has kind of never animated before, right? Oh, that's so cute. Whee! Look at him go! Wow. That is adorable. And I can extend this timeline too. And if I wanted, hold on, now let's do show timing, all layers. Okay, still in beta, didn't know. We're gonna have this come in here. We'll do in. Let's do bungee, start outside page, take out. Okay, so let's say it started like this and he's just juggling the two of them. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, another one came in. Ah! That's so cute. I'm finding so much joy in that. Let's do, I think we have a few minutes to add in more. So let's have this one start. And then this one will come in at like 2 seconds. And we'll have it, I think it'll make sense to have it spin. Start from outside the page, take off the fade. Oh wait. This way, the intensity, duration. Okay, so it's fast, cute. And then this one comes in like right after, and that one can tumble in. Take away the fade, start outside the page, duration, rotation. I want a lot of rotation. Okay, let's see, and let's extend this. So assuming that it'll go for like 10 seconds. Okay. There's edits to be made and stuff like that, but I think that it is so cute. Imagine using this on like a kid's digital birthday card for a kid that is in June. When's Cancer? I don't know when that is. But that is just so fun. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Thank you for making decisions. Thanks for participating. This was amazing. Don't forget to subscribe to Adobe Live's YouTube channel and tune in next week for another episode of Making Decisions. I'm going to do one more of these Zodiac signs, and I'll let you guys choose which one to do. I think I might try to do a Scorpio, even though it's like similar to a crab, but I'll have a couple of more sketches for you guys to choose from. And this was just so much fun. Again, Please subscribe and leave comments afterwards. Be like, oh my God, we love Jess. We love making decisions. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I love you. And I will see you super soon. Bye. Eee.